Hello guys, welcome back to IsTiN OK. There are plenty of successful open world MMORPG out there like World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 16, Star Wars The Old Republic, and Black Desert. But there are also some fantastic new titles of MMORPG that you can play in this year. If you are on the hunt for a new open world MMORPG to sink your teeth into in 2023, look no further. In this video, I have prepared the 10 new open world MMORPG that you can play in 2023 for PC. Let's jump to the list. New World. New World is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game developed by Amazon Game Orange County and published by Amazon Games, released on September 28, 2021. New World is set in a fantasy world named Aeternum, which was inspired by 17th century colonialism in America. Aeternum is open world and you can explore different locations, discover hidden secrets, and interact with environment and other players. This game offers an intense real-time battle system. You can choose from a variety of weapons and playstyle, including melee weapons such as sword or axes, as well as ranged weapons such as arrows or rifles. This system emphasizes skills and tactics in combat. Now, Season 2 of New World title, Blood of the Saints, has been released on July 6, 2023. Here, you will join Silver Crows and Rima the Bard to uncover the secrets of Ordo and their history with the creature they call Shah Nation. And there will be many new things that you will get in Season 2. Gloria Victis. Gloria Victis is a low fantasy medieval open world MMORPG set in a medieval-inspired world with an atmosphere of war and intense conflict. Here you can choose from different nations and factions and participate in massive battles, carry out missions, trade and interact with an environment and other players. Apart from combat, the economy and construction aspect are also important in this game, where players can help build cities, grow crops, and manage resources. The graphics of this game are very realistic with beautiful environment and typical medieval atmosphere. Combat uses target-free combat system, where skills and attacks rely directly on the player's movements, placements, and tactics.
Zenith The Last City. Zenith The Last City is a virtual reality open-world, massively multiplayer online role-playing game developed and published by California game development studio Ramen VR. This game was officially released in early access for Microsoft Windows, Oculus Quest, and PlayStation VR on January 27, 2022. Zenith will be a lot of fun when played with other people. The social situations and group fights are great fun. Sitting around cooking with other people is a unique experience in VR. The scale of the world, the responsiveness of the controls, and the overall system implement for the MMO experience never cease to amaze me. Zenith may have its drawbacks in the smaller player base or the bare parts of the map, but most of what you see and do is a top-tier MMO VR experience.
Mortal Online 2. Mortal Online 2 is an all-in-one PvP loot sandbox MMORPG developed by Ashfall and released in 2022. This is a game built for a very specific audience, and if you are not part of that audience, you are going to have a hard time. But if you stick with it, it's incredibly deep, rewarding, and honestly one of its kind. There are no classes in Mortal Online 2. You just give points to freely build your characters as you like. Magic, bow and arrow, two-handed sword, tankman, mounted archer, healing magic. Literally, create any type of characters you want, and that's what makes this sandbox MMO so interesting. Combat is based on aim, think, mount, and blade, or Gloria Victis. The combat is very realistic, slow, and impactful. This is a game with always on PvP, and that can take a heavy toll if you are not prepared for it. I would not recommend Mortal Online 2 to anyone unless you are absolutely dying for a full loot open PvP MMORPG to play.
Tower of Fantasy. Tower of Fantasy is a free open-world MMORPG video game developed by Hora Studio. Tower of Fantasy combines a futuristic world with collaborative action genres, as well as sci-fi set against the planet Ida. In this game, players can customize their characters and weapons at will. One of the interesting aspects of the gameplay is the vertical exploration element, in which the player can climb walls and buildings and use parkour mechanics to reach difficult locations. The combat system in Tower of Fantasy is known for its combination of real-time combat and more strategic mechanics. Players can use different types of weapons and skills to face monsters and other players. The right skills and tactics are required to defeat the enemy efficiently. If you like games with a battle system that combines real-time actions with strategic elements, then Tower of Fantasy is for you. Palia. Palia is a relaxing MMO game that lets you explore, interact, build, and farm in a distant fantasy world. One of the most immediate things about Palia is it has a great visual style. Palia doesn't look or feel too much like anything else, and it's nice to look at. In here, you play as a human who has materialized into the world of Palia. You are immediately allowed to set up a tent inside a plot and be registered. Here, you will farming and crafting. You mine and cut down trees, make crafting stations, hunt animals, fish, and talk to villagers. Blue Protocol. Blue Protocol is an action MMORPG developed by Bandai Namco Studios. Blue Protocol is set in the world of Ragnas, where players take on the role of a member of the Blue Star Order, a group of warriors tasked with defending the world against the invasion of the Baphomet. This game offers a fast-paced combat system that is easy to pick up but difficult to master. Players can choose from 4 different classes: Aegis Fighter, Twin Striker, Blast Asher, and Spellcaster. Each class has its unique abilities and playstyle, making the game enjoyable for all types of players. The game's world is beautifully designed with detailed environments and character models. The game also features dynamic weather effects, adding to the immersive experience.
Guild Wars 2. Guild Wars 2 is a game developed by ArenaNet, and it's a sequel to Guild Wars. In here, the handling experience point and player gear is quite different than usual. You don't need to be constantly doing things like looking for items or exploring dangerous places to be on par with other players. The graphic quality of this game is satisfying, from the design and appearance of the characters to the beautiful scenery, both in nature and in the city. The scale that is presented is really felt in terms of the environment. The main attraction lies in the dynamic combat system, which keeps us from getting bored in every battle. The combos resulting from interprofessional collaboration make the battle even more interesting. Moreover, the dynamic event system will make players work together in all conditions. The Elder Scrolls Online Necrom. The Elder Scrolls Online, or ESO, is a massively multiplayer online role-playing game developed by ZeniMax Online Studios and published by Bethesda Softworks. The game is set on the continent of Tamriel and features a storyline that is indirectly connected to other games in the Elder Scrolls franchise. Every year, Tamriel gets a little bigger as the Elder Scrolls Online receives a massive content expansion. The Elder Scrolls Online Necrom is a content expansion for the game, The Elder Scrolls Online. In this expansion, players can take on the role of a necromancer, a magic practitioner who controls the forces of life and death. Necromancers can raise corpses for battle, master elemental magic, and manipulate life force for attack and defense. This expansion introduces new classes with unique abilities, giving players a fresh and dark gaming experience within the largest world of Elder Scrolls Online. Ashfall. Ashfall is an open-world MMORPG with action shooter gameplay and not melee action like most MMORPGs. Players can explore a post-apocalyptic world caused by nuclear war, searching for resources in a world that has almost no beautiful left at all. The scenes presented was terrifying, where barren land and destroyed buildings were scattered everywhere. Players will encounter various dangerous monsters due to nuclear mutation. A variety of unique firearms can be obtained to defeat monsters. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any update from me. I really appreciate your support and enthusiasm. If you have any question, feedback, or requests for further content, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I hope to see you again in the next video.